Okay, I come to the last season of Ross Young's, 29 years old in 1926, playing for the New York Giants. Ken Arzon here, Vista, California. Saturday, March 29th, 2025. How did he do in his last season? Ross Young's 95 games, 372 at bats, 62 runs scored, only 114 hits, 12 doubles, 5 triples, 4 homers, 43 RBI. He bats 306, 37 walks, 372 on base, 398 slugging, just 148 total bases. So this is the last year for Ross Youngs. He's 29 years old. What happened following in the offseason? Ross Youngs was about 170 pounds. They said, I read this. He developed a kidney infection, got a lot of blood transfusions, but for some reason, something wasn't right. He started losing weight. At one point, he went from 170 all the way down to 100 pounds. Yikes. And at the age of 30, I've got it here, October 22nd, 1927, he passed away. So he did not play in the 1927 season. He was only 29 years old in 1926. But for that year, 1927, he developed a lot of medical problems and passed away at the age of 30. And it was a shock to the Giants, to McGraw. McGraw said he was one of the best players he coached. The baseball world was shocked that Ross Youngs passed away. So his career stats in 10 years, 1,211 games, 4,627 at-bats. He had 812 runs scored. 3 times he scored over 100. His high was 121. 1,491 hits in 10 years. Good pace. If he had played 20, double the hits, he would have been about 2,900, maybe 3,000 hits if he had played 20 years. He was on that pace. 236 doubles, 93 triples, 42 homers, 592 RBIs. He had one season over 100 RBIs. As far as the hits, he had 2 seasons over 200 hits. His high was 204. 550 walks, 153 stolen bases. Did not strike out that much, 390 times in 10 years. That's a good pace. Few strikeouts. He played 10 years, 9 of those years, 300 or better. But the first season he played was only 7 games. So I'm going to say 8 solid years batting 300 or better. Twice over 350. His high was 356. 399 on base for his career, 441 slugging, 2,039 total bases. And you know what happened? In the 1972 season, I read this, baseball writers in a portion of the Hall of Fame wing, some special committee voted Ross Youngs into the Baseball Hall of Fame. So you know what that means? That means that Ross Youngs holds the record for the fewest number of years played and making the Baseball Hall of Fame. Did you know that? I didn't know that. 10 years of service. Now, his numbers, his baseball stats were better than average, but not super. I would say the best stat that he has is a 322 career batting average and 4,627 at bats. If he had gotten 8,000, maybe 10,000 at bats, could he have maintained that? We don't know. How many more 300 batting average seasons could he have had if he had played 20 years? But the sad thing is, he died at age 30. Now, I have an issue with him being in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Nothing against the guy. I'm sure he's a good player, good hitter. But 10 years and 1,200 games and just 1,491 hits is not enough for me to make the Baseball Hall of Fame. Was it a sympathy vote because he passed away at a young age? The Baseball Hall of Fame should be about merit as far as composite stats that are not only better than average, but very, very good stats to get you in. Omar Vizquel is not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Did you know he has 2,800 career hits? Vada Pinson, 2,700 hits. Bill Buckner, 2,700 hits. Rusty Staub, 2,600 plus hits. They're not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Now, their career averages is not as good as Ross Young's. But these other guys I mentioned, they played 18, 19, 20 years. Ross Young's only 10. So I have an issue with it. All right, we're done covering Ross Young's. I covered him because he's a Hall of Famer and because of the 322 batting average career. But to me, something going on. I mean, come on. Is that fair to other players? They want to be in the Hall of Fame too, and they have better stats. All right, we're done with this series of videos for Ross Young's. Who shall I do next? I can choose a lot of guys. Actually, something I do every time I finish someone I've covered in videos, all their seasons, is I reveal all the guys I've covered so far. All these players that I mentioned right now, I have looked at every season and every box score of their career. Starting with episode 1001, all these players I mentioned have 300 or better plus batting average career. All of them. And those are the guys I'm covering, especially significant batting average over 300. Not just a little points over it, but like the guys with 320, 330, 340 career batting average. Of course, we've got Joe Jackson, 356, Roger Hornsby, 358, and Ty Cobb, 366. So these are all the guys I've covered. Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, Lou Gehrig, Stan Musial, Tris Speaker, Rogers Hornsby, Ted Williams, Tony Gwynn, Ed Delante, George Slisler, Jesse Burkett, Joe Jackson, Willie Keeler, Billy Hamilton, Harry Heilman, Joe DiMaggio, Bill Terry, Lefty O'Doul, Dave Orr. You may ask, why Dave Orr? 300 plus batting average. Dan Brothers, Pete Browning, again, another guy. He's not in the Hall of Fame, but I covered him. Nap Lajoie, Al Simmons, Sam Thompson, Cap Hansen, Jimmy Fox, Honus Wagner, Willie Mays, Henry Aaron, Hank Greenberg, Hugh Duffy, Eddie Collins, Paul Wainer, Lloyd Wainer, Chuck Klein, Sam Rice, Roberto Clemente, Henny Manouche, Pete Rose, Rod Carew, Kirby Puckett, and now I'm done, Ross Young's. Who's next? Like I said, I like to cover guys 300 or better career batting average. What guy should I look at next? Most of these guys I've covered have passed away, except for one guy. Rod Carew is still alive. I've covered him, but I believe everybody I've covered on this list has passed away. Even Kirby Puckett, he's gone. Who's next? Oh, let's see. This one's hard. I've got a list here. Let's see. I'm looking at career batting average leaders. Who's interesting character here? How about, all right, have you heard of this guy? Joe Medwick. He's in the Baseball Hall of Fame. 324 career batting average. But he did something unique in one of his seasons. He also ended up with 2,471 hits, 17-year career, good pace. Stopped playing at age 36. If he had played till 40, he may have approached 3,000 hits. So let's go with Joe Medwick, old school, 1930s and 40s. We'll look at his career next. Talk to you later. I'm out.